We just left the anchorage in San Jose. It was like 6 to 8 knots of wind, south-southwest. South-southeast. And bobbing along 1.5, 2 knots. Not very fast. Got full sails out. Looks kind of brewery around me, so I never like that, but the swell is alright. Not much. It's like a big ocean swell. I mean, as in big, like long. Not much. Maybe 60 centimeters at 6 to 7 seconds, and more or less on course. And sailing vessel Calypso is taking the lead. Jim and his little boat are really rather fast, and little old Fatty is bobbing along a little bit. Well, maybe once I get out of the protection of the island, then I'll get a little bit more wind. We'll see. Jim is a purist, so he'll probably sail all the way. He doesn't have any diesel either, so yeah, we'll see. I might have to throw on the Iron Genoa eventually, because I'm gonna meet a friend in Costa Rica fairly soon. All right, let's see how it goes. It's starting off not too bad. Jump into the boat. I'm not sure if you can see him. He sits there on the window, looking out. Sit down, old birdie, and relax a little. Hello, my little friend. And off he flies. I'm ordered from San Jose to Jicaron with the occasional sail in between whenever possible. It's a distance of 180 miles, and it took Karl and me some 46 hours to arrive because of our little slow sailing parts in between. My new Better Marine engine did really well, and we had a fairly smooth passage for once, and it felt good to be out and about on the ocean again. We sailed by the spot where my engine had broken down about a year ago, and of course I had to hand out some capfuls to Neptune, to Karl, and to that red little birdie that runs in Karl's belly now. I'm still amazed each time I turn the key and the engine just comes alive smoothly. It's such a treat.
We're not fast, but we're sailing! Beanie, beanie, beanie! Come on! Oh, you gotta teach me how to surf because I got before I come to Costa Rica.
It's the second night at sea. Some 40-something miles to go. Cruising along, 4.7 knots. There is a really beautiful phosphorescence, but I can't film them unfortunately because there's not enough light. And the stars are out. It's a little bit roly-poly still, but it's much better than before. The waves are splitting up a little bit, and well, the weather forecast has said it was going to be pretty wet. I just ran away from a big squall just before the sunset, and it seems like a good strategy to put on all your rain gear just before it starts, and then it seems to not come, but you know, fingers crossed. So yeah, I'll get there in the morning, I guess, if everything stays the same, and probably throw anchor with the first light of the morning. If everything goes fine. Let's hope so. Feel. Excuse me. Feeling a little tie-tie. Trying to groove back into the solo mode, huh? Woo! That was a big wave. Alrighty. Well, gonna get one of my 20-minute naps then. When I arrived in Jicaron, there was a thick rain at dawn and some annoying turning winds paired with thunder and lightning. I circled the bay to wait for some light and decided to anchor in a bay slightly south because it seemed a little calmer. But once the high tide rolled in, the bay became really choppy and I decided to pick up anchor again. I'm in an anchorage in the northwest of an island called Cohiba. Apparently a very pretty island. I can't really see much of it because it's been raining nonstop. And I've had a crazy run. I left Jicaron 2 days ago. So I took off and it was a crazy, like around the island there was crazy wacky waves and everything, and it was so wet and thunderstorm everywhere, and yeah, and then I was just trying to set my wind vane and I put my autopilot on, and yeah, then the little nook that holds the autopilot on the tiller broke off because a wave came and the tiller just went like and I went into the autopilot and broke that little thing off, and that was for me, and I still had 110 miles to go. I had made like 25 miles in 11 hours or something. It was really frustrating. Anyway, so when that broke, I was like, okay, no, I'm not gonna go without an autopilot, and I was really tired as well. So I decided to go back and head to Cohiba. All I wanted to do was take a nap, but instead I had to do a quick repair of my autopilot mount on the tiller so I could head out the next morning. Tonight, there's going to be 16 millimeter per hour rain, which I've never even seen in any forecast, which is heaps, so I should probably go to Parida, but it's like 50 miles and I just feel so tired and kind of defeated. Then I'm going to try and make it to Islas Secas, which is 25 miles away, and at least it looks protected from the wind directions that are going to be possibly there. And if it's really bad, then I can still change the next day. You just feel so trapped when these things happen. It's just like you're trying to run away from the weather and it's impossible. You can never run away from weather. Well, I got my shit together. Oh yeah, and not only the autopilot broke, the set screws of my of the little thing that sits on my dirtless, like the metal thing that sits against the dirtless. They both came undone. My boom bang fell off. Autopilot got wet from the inside. I lost 3 coconuts and a papaya. My computer had taken a saltwater bath the other day. It's raining, it's totally gray, and I'm gonna head into a lot of shit. But at least, you know, hopefully, in the north it looks a little bit calmer than here. Only 10 millimeter per hour, is not 16. So fingers crossed. To Isla Secas was drier than expected, and I got to see a big turtle swimming by. Having animals come by and visit is such a treat. It always lifts my mood and warms my soul. Okay, I arrived safely in Isla Secas, and actually there's some sun and the weather's not too bad, and the place is really beautiful. So the mission now is to find internet and download some weather and see what's going on in the internet world. Righty. And have a beer. There's a little resort down there and up there, I think. So I'm gonna go and check if there's any internet. And obviously check out the place because it's freaking beautiful. I'm at this fancy resort here, and they actually do have some Wi-Fi. It seems they're renovating this year, so no one is here, but I met the guy that's in charge of the construction, and he gave me the password for the Wi-Fi so I could download some weather and yeah, check out some of the comments of last Friday's video that Patrice uploaded by himself, and I didn't even get to see it before, which was the first time and a bit crazy. Yeah, Karl is just anchored back there, and I'm about to go back home, and I think I'm going to spoil myself with a bit of a steak. Oh, who are you? Alright, sorry, you can tell I'm a little tired. No. It always, like, moments like this also make you think, well, yeah. Like, I don't know, I notice that there's just so many fears that I have, and or anxieties or stuff, and I have the feeling it's even getting worse. I don't know, like some things are really getting better, but some things are getting worse. I have the feeling, like, I don't know, like thinking that maybe the boat is possibly sinking is definitely getting worse. And then I don't even know what I'm afraid of. That's the thing, I don't really know. Like, I really gotta sit and take some time and think about it. Like, what is it that's actually terrifying me? Because nothing really has happened. I mean, nothing, you know, I didn't hurt myself. Yeah, things break on the boat, but that happens all the time. it just seems that I'm really, I don't know, things get to me a lot at the moment. The highs and the lows, both simultaneously, or both equally do. Like the highs are like really like making me think, wow, this is really the life that I want, and it's really, you know, that's what I was looking for. And but the lows are, I'm really struggling with the lows at the moment, thinking, you know, is this really what I want? Is this really, you know, is that just me? Like always, because I see so many people that are not terrified or not anxious, and then I'm just thinking, well, you know, maybe it's just because I'm by myself, but because I definitely don't get it if I'm not by myself. So maybe it's just not the right thing if I'm by myself. But then on the other end, I do really enjoy being by myself, and you know, I also notice like that for me it's sometimes easier not to have someone on the boat, because you know, it's just a little easier sometimes. And that's why buddy boating is nice, because there is people around, so it's not so scary, and you know, but you can still be by yourself. Anyways, lots of thoughts running through my head. There was a lot of talking, but you know, just wanted to share some of those thoughts with you running through my head here in Islas Secas, beautiful Anchorage. Come here if you can. And yep, we'll see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully a smooth ride over to the next destination, and hopefully a smooth night. But more about that next week.